What's going on, team? I'm excited to get right back to it. Of course, you guys remember on Friday, last Friday, I made a giant mistake. It cost me a lot of profits. Now, I made a giant trade? Hell yeah, we're bouncing back in the prop account. We'll talk all about it right here on live trading. Ready to get after some day trading, ready to get after it in my Moo small account. We got some trades. It's time to get after it. You know where you're at. It's time to get that chicken. That winner, chicken dinner. I'm hungry, baby. Time to eat.
Winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning, traders. I'm ready to get my, what is it, Red Bull and orange juice I see in the chat? Oh, yeah, that would do me right in the morning. They still haven't come out with that one. Red Bull, get that going. Give me a half and half. Give me half and half Red Bull, half and half OJ, baby. I need it. All right, let's get to the action. Let's take a look at the stocks in the market. Of course, the SPY pushing here to 429. Will we get through the 430? Talked about this being resistance for so long now. Now the only question is, can we get through that level and push through this high from, of course, this is going to be August 16, 2022. We'll see if we get through that level and start pushing past to the next level. Can we get to 450? We'll see it. I mean, we're definitely at an important spot right now. Smash the like button out there if you guys want to get your stock covered. And of course, throw it up in the chat right there. We'll get to the stocks. And great trade yesterday was made on XOM. Don't know if you guys were able to catch that. It was one of the best trades of the day, definitely for me. I got to tell you guys, you guys saw me actually take this trade. You guys saw me open it up, right? And talk a little bit about this, right? I'm going to show you guys the picture of the trade here. So this was XOM on the kind of the prop account, of course. So I was shorting up here for a support breakdown, right? You could see the range going sideways here. And I was looking to see if we were going to get a cut down below the support. I added in and sized in as it went back through the support. Last add as it cracked that support, and then was able to drive it all the way down to the next layer support down to 106.28, taking profits at 106.36 and 106.81, really bouncing back the prop after the big mistake that I made last week. So now that I'm back in a really good position, I'm going to be looking to go ahead and keep battling here, team. Let's see what I can get into today. Going to be watching stocks like Qualcomm. I'm not going to trade this one today. Of course, we'll be having a bigger interview with them. So I do want to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight, especially you guys loyal that watch here every single day. We're going to have a really good interview for you guys on pre-market prep on Monday. Of course, you don't want to miss your chance to stay ahead of the curve and secure your future in the fast pace of the world of AI. Tune into pre-market prep Monday, June 12th, 9 a.m. Eastern for this electrifying interview with Ziad Asgard, the visionary driving Qualcomm's AI revolution, and catch the next big AI stock only on Benzinga. See you guys there. Like always, that's going to be on Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss that, team. It's right at the end of pre-market prep, and you guys won't miss a big opportunity to catch Qualcomm. Talk about AI. We'll have to catch that one. Definitely, let's go into some other stocks today. Yesterday, we saw stocks like Carvana taking off, high short interest stocks, right? Carvana with a big move. And my top stock to watch yesterday, I hope somebody was able to nail a firm. You guys saw that move yesterday. What a move there from the 1640s. I talked about the buyers just sitting there and how I saw that 5,000 order right there at 1640 fill, and then started seeing that reversal action. I didn't take the trade, but I'm glad that somebody out there probably did and was able to ride that back up from the bottom there. That was a 17% move there. Big move there in a firm. We'll see if it drives higher. Beyond Meat also got a big drive yesterday. Upstart. We'll see if these types of stocks can get the lift today. Tesla in the news today with GM as that pushes higher. Will Ford keep pushing? Will Fisker get the lift today? Will Lucid get a squeeze today? Who knows? I'm going to definitely keep these stocks on my radar. I think it's very important to keep watch on these stocks today. I think they could get a run. All right, other stocks that we're going to keep watch, of course. We've been watching how Apple's been kind of pulling back. It caught a little bit of a pullback yesterday. Now it looks like it wants to take off. This is a stock I'll definitely watch. Google pulling back yesterday, the last 2 days. Will this catch the support now and start getting right back up? So I'm going to look for a recovery of 122.73. Let that hold 123 and start coming back towards 125. We'll catch an eye on to see if that can keep making the move. CRM is another one I'm keeping a watch on to see if it recovers today. Starts making a little bit of a move back towards that lift. Of course, they talked a lot about AI, and they've already gotten a lift because of that. But let's see if it can really kind of push back, get towards the 212.80s today, and start pushing higher. Square is, of course, a swing trade I'm still was able to take all the profits in ARKK yesterday, still holding on to my Square position. So we'll see what happens on that one. LAZR, another one I'm still in. We'll see if it breaks 650s today. If not, I'll get out of that name and see what happens. I did kind of swing some XOM. We'll see what happens to that one. I'll let you guys know a little bit about the swing trading action. But that's probably going to do it, at least for the stocks that I'm watching here out the gates today. I am going to expect maybe stocks like ChargePoint to pull back and stocks like that because of the mention here of Tesla superchargers being used over all the other ones that people eventually thought were going to get kind of adopted, like EVgo, Blink Charging. They're definitely taking a big hit today. All right, in a few minutes, don't worry, Ryan will be joining me. He'll be coming in and out today, so smash the like for that. If you guys want to see my man Ryan, hit the likes. Adobe has been a big AI stock and continued to lift. I've talked about this now, I think, every single day since the liftoff on Thursday. I even was calling that stock out that day on pre-market prep. Now it's what? It's a move about 16% higher and more products being released at the Adobe's Experience Cloud event. They are right now having a summit, and this is the last day of that event. So maybe they saved the best for last is something I would be watching on Adobe today. DocuSign coming out with good earnings today. This is one that I'd keep on my watch too. I think this one could actually continue to lift even after the earnings push. So one thing I can see here is kind of nice support trending line starting to get up, right? And then, of course, you can see from this top line, we can see how we kind of pushed above this, now pulled back. So I'm going to look for a slight little pullback below 63s and then recovering 63.50s here. But if it just takes off to 64, that's the next resistance I see here. And of course, you can see it in the pre-market right around here, 63.94, 93s. I'd actually put that up just towards the 64 and just leave it right there. We'll see what happens there on Docu. What up, my man Ryan? How we doing?
What's going on? We're doing all right. We're just dealing with some internet technical issues, but overall doing okay. So I don't have my list of stuff ready here today.
No worries. I can keep going and take a look at the chat. You can just kind of hang around and kind of catch the action, right? That's what it's about sometimes too. The chat talking about Boyle, Canadian fire curbs supply, therefore demand and prices will rise, says K-Chat. Not a bad mention. I mean, maybe something like that could get it started, but Boyle coming down right now. So I don't necessarily see that as being a catalyst that will get it started right now. But who knows, right? Who knows where it could be? We'll keep an eye on that K-Chat to see if it can take the next step. Lucas saying that he's holding a swing position on the TQQQ from 34.91. TQQQ. Let's, of course, that's the Ultra Pro Qs, of course. We're looking at what? Short Qs, pretty much, right? Or is that, no, that's the SQQQ. The TQs is the push to the upside. So you're talking about, is it 2 times leverage on the TQQ? Is it 3?
I believe it's 2.
Just 2, right? 2.
Here.
Yeah, mine doesn't have it, so I'm pretty sure it's 2 times leverage.
My broker doesn't have it either.
Yeah, it doesn't give it. Normally it tells me, but the Qs are pushing here. Can we get back through
3x.
a high?
TQQQ is 3x.
Thanks for the clarification there. But now I'm looking to see if we can get through this kind of like 355, 16. We're right now at 354, 50s. Can we just push through that level and just start making our way up there towards the high? Recent high of 357, 50s. Q's already climbing in the morning. Let's see if this takes the next step up. Of course, Tesla leading the way with a big push up. We'll look to see if we get a pullback in that name. All right, we'll see what happens in that TQQ position. Wish you the best, Lucas. Like always, we'll keep it going. Sabrina in the chat, Wisdom, JK, Bernard. It's good to see you guys out there. If you guys are new to the stream, say hello. Hit the like button. That's what it's all about. We're a big community here. Be friendly. Talk to others. Talk about some trades. Talk about some setups. There's always a lot of talk in the chat. Just alone, there's value there. Don't miss it, team. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other action in the market. Play being talked about here by Zabi. I can't miss that. I haven't seen you in the chat. It's good to see some new members there. So smash the like. Play, will it kind of hold this 38? I think that's kind of the level that I'd be watching. You recently got a little bit of a dip to 37.88. So I'd be watching kind of that 37.88, 37.89 area to see if we get a little dip towards that 38 and then just bounce off of that level. And then it starts coming back here towards the highs. It's been on a pullback for 2-3 days now, a little bit. 2 days. We'll see if it pulls back again. A move back through 40 could get us back to 42. Doesn't look too bad, but one thing you clearly see is the dropping of volume. See if volume increases on the move. All right, I'm going to keep it going here, team. I'm going to go through as many stocks as you guys can throw up there. So let's go. Let's go. I had my good coffee this morning. You guys know it. Bustelito. All right. What other ones we got mentioned here? Good morning, Sally. Good morning, Edison. Good morning, Wisdom. It's good to see you guys out there. Easy. J2K. Airbnb was strong. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out on names like that. I've also seen Hilton start making an up move. And recently, we just got a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if this comes right back up. Marriott. Names like this, Marriott actually looking a little bit better, I would say, at least from the chart outlook that I like. Because one thing I look to see is that I see that this came above these levels and has done what? 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. Can we get back through that level? If we come back through the support here, and I'll draw it a little bit lower through like 176, I wouldn't really like this one. But if we can go back up to 181 and start attempting to get through this high, this wouldn't look too bad here on Marriott International. We'll see what happens there. All right, Hyatt, another one you guys can watch there in that space. American Airlines is one that's on my radar today. These airlines just keep pushing, and I'm not going to turn around and see these kind of just keep pushing off and we miss it. Norwegian finally pulling back, so I think that not a bad sale on this one. Was looking to see this one kind of get up towards this space. Now we're in that space and hitting resistance. Can it get through that to 1750? Yeah, it could, but it could also pull back to 16. So I'm kind of happy I sold that Norwegian. We'll see if they pull back today. Same thing for Carnival. Will this hold and lift through 13, or will they come back here towards kind of like the 1230s as it feels a little extended? All right, keeping it going here, team. Like always, a little Red Bull and vodka. Nah, I like a little Red Bull and bourbon, but that's for after hours, guys. Can we take a look at costs? I got you. I'll keep it going here, team. Costco, one of the strongest stocks right now in discount stores. There's two stories in discount stores. There's destruction, and then there's stocks that look good. The stocks that look good, Costco and Walmart. I'll keep an eye out on those two for upside action. Stocks that aren't looking good right now in this space, Target, definitely not looking good right there. Dollar Tree, not looking good. DG, not looking good. What's another name in this space that we can kind of look at to see if this is still going low? Big Lots. That one's a high short interest float. Keep your eyes on that one. That one actually could get a little bit of a squeeze. I wouldn't be shorting this name. It could push up. I did see it had a high short interest. We talked about that on pre-market prep. BJ is one that's been pulling back significantly, but I have a feeling this one might recover. I'm not so negative on BJ's like I am on Target or some of the other names. We'll see if this is able to hold on and start getting back through the 64 level. That's BJ. We'll see if Walmart can keep riding higher. Yesterday, I did see Christian Fromhertz talk about Home Depot and names like that. It did have a nice little pullback, but I like this setup here. I like the rectangle look here on Home Depot and Lowe's. We'll see if those can get the lift. Not a bad looking chart here on both of those names. Can this push higher? Look at the weekly here on Lowe's. You can see how you had that kind of nice little lift off. Look, can it get through 215 and 220 today? These are all looking good looking stocks there. La Llave, says Michael. La Llave is good, but I don't think it's good as Bustelo. But I'll just mention that. All right, let's keep it going. What other ones being mentioned in the chat? I see some smaller names now. Keep them going, team. I got more in me. I ain't turning around today. I came prepared, baby. Let's go. UCAR. Let's take a look at this. All right, so I do like when stocks pull back to what? Momentum stocks to the 9 EMA. That's the light blue line that you see here, right? And another thing that I'd look to the left is you see this kind of body close here, 761, 9 EMA at 728. So I'm going to draw a line at both of those levels. I got 727, but that's not going to be the worst, right? I'll look to see if we can get in between that level, do a red to green look there. Even if it goes to 750s, I just want it to get red, come back up through the 8, and then I can take a look at this. That's UCAR on the pullback. We'll look to see what happens there, if it could really make that move. Red to green is what I'm looking for. We'll see what happens. All right, I see some other names mentioned in the chat. I'll keep it going. GEHC. That's the spinoff, right, from GE, right? This has continued to go and has pulled back a little bit recently, but I think this is going to keep moving also unless GE kind of falls off the tape. And GE just stays in this channel, goes higher. And I don't know too much about that GE healthcare side, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it still looks strong right now, and I wouldn't be fighting industrials. They do look strong right now. Deer, Cat looks like it wanted to keep going. These don't look too bad. IPW on my watch, right? We talked about this one on Start Swing Trade. Look at that trend line. Does this one want to keep going? There's so many stocks, right? This is why it's so important to keep up with the industries. Know what's moving. Technology lately. Industrials starting to perk. Look at this. This is very important to catch. Look at that nice little trend line. We come back up for it. Now we're starting to kind of pull back on it and hold that. Maybe we take a next step up here in industrials, and you guys can watch that. Honeywell on my radar for a 200 break to the upside. And I got a lot of stocks that I'm keeping an eye out for. All right. Coin mentioned in the chat. This to me, I wouldn't be long it one bit, but that's my opinion. You guys make your own. Peloton. Let's keep it going. It's 9:28, almost 9:30. I will need to take a small little orange juice break in a little bit. But, of course, I don't want to trade the open too much. So don't worry about that, guys. Let's keep it going here. Peloton, can that make a little bit of a change? Yeah, I think eventually it can make a move. Is it going to be a huge move? I wouldn't say huge. I do see overhead resistance around, let's say, 1165 or 12s. So I personally, if I play this, I'm looking at more like that type of target to the upside. I got to also keep in mind that this support could act as resistance around the 920s. So if I'm keeping a closer target, that's kind of like the closer target. I can see also nice little levels that are bunching up here and a nice little pullback to 825 today. Doesn't look too bad. Can it take out 850, 860, 870? If we get that, I'd be looking for the 9 move today in Peloton. Of course, this one isn't the most popular name right now, but it could get a little bit of a lift. We'll see what happens. All right, smash the like, guys. I'm going to get ready for the open. I'm going to stop taking names, but I will always take names during the market. Now I just want to pay attention towards the open here and seeing what we can find. All right, let's keep pushing. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what other names are going on here. Let's go towards the market. Let's see what other stocks are moving here. Of course, I still have Intel, and that's up big. I'm up 3.8% on that. And I think this is going to be maybe one of my best swing trade positions that I got in. And I'm keeping that Intel now. It's sexy for me again. And you guys know how it is. We can get it when we can. All right, we'll see what happens in Moo. Can I get a nice little Moo trade action today? I would definitely keep an eye on it. Let's get to the open. Let's find out what moves today. And of course, you guys always put up stocks that are making big moves in the chat. Let's get to it, team. I'm going to go ahead and share my Moo screen here. Get that going. All right, there's Moo. And then, of course, I will have my other screen ready too. I just need to get OBS up. Just give me 1 second, team. Smash the like button. We definitely are getting open here. I'm going to put it in the Explore tab to kind of catch what's moving right at the gates here. So it looks like Elon Musk, electric vehicles, auto manufacturers, things that I was talking about, robotics showing up, C3 AI, will that get the lift? Broadcasting, we'll keep an eye on this. And of course, we're getting a little bit of a slight move here in the S&P 500 to the upside. And we'll keep watch to see any big names show up on the right-hand side. I see SIEN, AHI, Braze, CFRX are all names that are showing up there on the big move scanner. All right, let's take a look at what other ones are being called out. I will definitely also bring up my TC from time to time here. You guys smash the like button. Let me know what stocks you guys are catching. And of course, you guys can check out Moo. If you guys would like, I'll throw up the link in the chat in just a couple seconds. Let's get to this action. Let's see what I can get into today. Of course, going to pull up the prop account, was able to bounce back. Now just slightly down on the account, about like $200. But just need to focus. Just start bringing back that risk to return and just getting back to the focus on the prop account as we were able to bounce back from the mistake execution from last Friday. And it's going to happen, team. But I was at least able to bounce back. All right, let me get that ready here. I'm going to pull that up, get that set up here. All right, let's go see it. Let's see what we can get into today. Could see some reversals, right? So I'm just going to keep watch out the gates at first to see what's moving, and then we can worry about what else. Nice little pop on the SPY right out the gates. Technology leading, cyclical behind that. What's on the downside? Basic and energy. So not feeling too bad about that XOM short, right? And I'm actually looking again to see if I can get short some more. I do have a swing trade on from 108.42s that I'm going to leave on, but I'm also maybe looking to play drip today. Yeah, I like this drip maybe today here. Okay, let's see if I can get this pull back below 1408s towards like 1405s, and I can risk off 14s here. Let's see if I can get a pullback to 1405 here on drip, and then I'll take a shot there. Looking at drip today, team. Also going to keep an eye out on names like Fisker to see if they can get a big push today, and names like Lucid to see if they spike. You guys got stocks to keep an eye out for. Please let me know in the chat, especially big stocks that are making moves. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I do see some volume getting into Lucid already, so that's just on my radar a little bit. I'd have to keep the risk really tight and look for bigger moves on a name like that. All right, let's keep going, team. I do have a lot going on here. I will try to do my best to keep my eye on the chat. If you guys see me miss a message, I'll just try to get back to it. All right, let's keep going. Good morning, everybody. Let's keep it going. Meta, please. I will take a look at that. Benzinga is having a little bit of some issues right now. We're trying to work on it. Austin, I do see multiple mentions in the chat. Yeah, I will let you guys know an update in a few minutes.
I'll just address that real quick, Mitch. There's an issue with the login server right now. Team's been working on it since early this morning. We're still working on it. You can try to get in. I was actually able to get in. Not all of the services are working yet, but rest assured they will be. It will be fixed pretty soon. So if you're having trouble right now, just keep trying to log in. Like I said, I was just able to log in. Let me see. Here you go. So you can see I've logged in. Scanner's working. Option feed isn't working yet. So some intermittent issues, but the team is actively working to resolve. It's nothing on your end, and all your data is safe, so don't worry about it.
All right, and I will let you guys know I am also have my Benzinga Pro and was able to get in. So I'll show you guys that right quick. You guys see it on the right-hand side, and mine's working perfectly fine. It just seems like we're having some issues with some other there, but definitely you guys can see it. Just went to Target, opened it up. It's working for me. But of course, I'm using my Moo, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so am I. My broker looks to be okay today. Thankfully, it's rough when broker outages and tool outages happen on the same day, but at least we got our broker here today. And the charts seem to be updating. Carvana to the highs. While we're talking about it, might as well mention Carvana popping to the highs. I'm sorry I wasn't able to give a rundown here this morning. One of the things that I was saying recently is that tech really hasn't gone down 2 days in a row. We didn't get it yesterday. Tech looks higher here today. I'm still in my PSTG swing. That's actually working, surprisingly. So we'll see where we end up here. But definitely watching some of the tech names And as Mitch always points out, around that 10:30 time, going to be looking to see if we get any type of reversal action on those.
Yeah, that's the time I always look for it. Now I'm getting a little pullback on Marvell that I'm keeping a close eye on. Marvell is a stock that I got stopped out earlier in the week on, but now recovering. Just pulled back from 6140s around the 61s. Looked pretty interesting there. Went to 61 right on the dot. I'm missing it right now, but I might try to take a shot here at 6110 or 6105 if I get a quick pullback. All right, let's see if I get a nice little pullback there. Opportunity for Marvell. I'd like a little bit of a pullback and then try to get in here. All right, now getting that pullback here. Let's see if I can get a nice little entry. That it went so quickly back above 65. I'm trying to get it below 61. Yeah, man. The algos picked that up so quickly. I was trying my best there, team. Like right there on Marvell, I was looking at it. I was like, it went to 60.96 and really quickly it was back at 61.08. I couldn't get it there. Slow on the execution there, and it's already back to 61.25. So would it have been a nice entry? Hell yeah, it would have. But the algos beat me to it. The machines, baby, they sometimes beat you. Look at that move, man. That's a frustrating one, right? Because was looking to get in on that right there through 61.05. Should maybe had the limit out there. That might have been able to get me the fill. But I was looking to see the offer just move down below it, and then I was going to tap it. Well, there you guys see it take off to 61.50s. Not a bad looking trade setup that I was looking at, but hey, just wasn't able to be fast enough there. Gotta be quicker than that.
SIEN here might be moving. If it can break the highs, it might go here. I'm a little nervous about buying breakouts, though.
AMD trying to make a little move today. This doesn't look too bad. I'm looking for small pullbacks on AMD towards kind of 123s. And then if I could get that, it would be looking decent. So it's already made a move to 125. I'll look to see if I get a pullback to 123. And then I'll look to try to get in on that one. That Marvell, that was just how it goes sometimes, team. Just got to keep looking for more trades and see what we find. Rip. Nice little push towards 1428. It's going to look for a pullback to 1405. I'll let you guys know if it pulls back. Oil names coming down right out the gates. Basic materials coming down. And just about everything in the red from the open except technology. So just to kind of mention that, at least sector-wise.
ACHR here might be setting up.
All right, let me go to my multiple charts here on Mumu and see what we can find.
Let's go.
All right, Affirm pulling back there. Carvana still strong there. If you guys have a strong stock, and definitely let me know, guys. I'll definitely put it up here. And all those penny players out there, let me know if you guys see anything moving. CCL making a nice little up move.
ACHR is the best thing that I see right now. 330 snap might send it. ACHR. Long here, 328 in the main account. See if we get a break above. Going to have a tight stop on this. Not going to let this go. Remember, I'm still working on reduced size on pretty much all of these trades. I'm not calling it because all of them are reduced size. But ACHR here, if this can take 330, might go. I'm in at 328.
There's Marvell back. It pulled back to 6120s. Now trying to take off to 6150s. It was a nice look. Just missed it. It was a little slow, team. That's how it is sometimes when I'm trying to like kind of describe stuff to you guys, and it can happen. Big move in Ion IQ. So that Ion Q making a nice little move. Of course, you guys know that's a stock that tries to rocket sometimes. It's making a pretty decent move there, about 6% higher towards 1120s. As this pushes higher, I'd keep an eye out on some other AI names, but big push there, Ion Q. Nice level to watch there.
Yeah, that is.
Back here towards 11. Doesn't look too bad if it pulls back to 11 here. I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback right below 11 here towards like maybe 1090s to get in on Ion Q. I kind of like it here.
Yeah, nice spot there, Mitch.
87 seems to make sense for me. That's kind of the level I'll look for a pullback. See if I have that one available to me. Yep, I do have it available for me on the prop. So you can take a look at it here on the pullback, team. All right, what's going on in the chat out there? What are you guys looking at? Palantir being mentioned. I see Peloton up like 16. Had a nice little setup there. Nice little push towards, dude. Talked about it. The 9 and then the 950s right there. Went right through that 920. We talked about this just a second ago. So whoever talked about Peloton earlier, there you guys see it. There's the move through the 851. And where does it go? It just rockets through 851 up there to 950s. So a little bit of a short squeeze there on Peloton today. And nice little push higher. Held the 920 pullback. Doesn't look too bad there. All right, what else is being talked about in the chat? CRM moving today. Yes, definitely see that. Q's trying to move higher. CMDA pulling back there. Taking a look to see what else is moving on the day. NVFY is another one that's getting a little bit of a lift there. Smaller names, just calling those out. UCAR made a little bit of a pullback to 780s. I was looking for a pullback closer towards the 761s. Red to green move. It did do that red to green move. Now back up. Now towards the VWAP here. Maybe 805 looking interesting. $8. Maybe risk off of 780s. Doesn't look too bad, at least for me there on the UCAR. Just an interesting move there. Now pulling back towards the VWAP. Can put UCAR here. What do you guys think about UCAR in the chat? AI setting up? Yeah, AI pushing strong today. Almost 3870s already. CXAI is another one I'd keep an eye out for. Already pushing towards 12. This one might be a kind of a moo play for me. Yeah, let me get a little bit of a quick pullback towards like 1170s or 1150s here. I'll take a shot on CXAI. I don't mind it. I really like the chart. Might have already missed it here. Yeah, I missed this pullback here that I like. So let me see if I can get a little bit of a pullback action. The spread is massive on CXAI, though. I will tell you that. See if I can get a little bit of a pullback fill towards 1150s. CXAI getting that ready here, team. Trying to get a trade in here on the Moo Life. You guys tell me what you guys see turning up. I'll definitely take a look at it. This moves very fast, so I got to know exactly where I'm going to risk on a name like this. The risk has to be down closer towards like 11. So I have to be able to risk about what? About 50 cents? Okay. All right, trying to get that order ready. Going to unlock the trading, ready to see it pull back. If it wants to pull back and give me that entry, I'll go after it. That's an 1150 fill on pullback there for CXAI. IonQ still not pulling back enough there for me. Still looks strong. A lot of these stocks getting a nice little lift with that push in the SPY. Home Depot starting to come back. That's one that definitely I'll keep an eye out for. Lowe's also looks good, and I really like the Lowe's chart there and a nice little pullback. So I'm looking for this one to kind of come right back here towards the support. Up one, down one, up two, down two, up three. Going to look for a little bit of a pullback. Attempt to come back towards that low around, especially the 210 area, or I'll put 210.50s. This is a little bit more of an expensive stock, so you just got to be careful. But looking at Lowe's right now, and looking to see if CXAI can pull back. IonQ already taking that next step up. See if I can get a pullback in this Lowe's before it takes off. There's a pullback in CXAI. What do you guys got out there? CF.
You trading the lulls, Mitch? Trading the lulls?
The Lowe's.
I'm still in ACHR here. It's pulled back a couple of pennies, but it's not retracing yet, so I haven't stopped out. We'll see where that ends up going. PSTG, my tech swing that I took against all odds, at least that I felt, working here. So it just goes to show you, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what we did.
Marvell, man, you guys saw me right out the gates talk about that one. I tried to get that 61 cut. Look at this move already to 62. That would have been a beautiful move to just ride higher. So big move there in Marvell. Nice outlook too. I had it, just the algos were fast there through 61, man. They were waiting and they did not give me more than probably about a second to get in there on that pullback. But it was a good move there on Marvell. Overstock also making a big move. That's an interesting one to keep an eye out for. Talked about how that one goes, it has a tendency of just keeps going. So interesting stock to keep an eye out for, especially for that squeeze kind of action. Here's the pullback on Lowell. Trying to get a limit in on the bid here. We're out there for 2150s, 210.50 here. Want to see it kind of touch there, and I could risk off of the 210s. Pullback on CXAI, not going far enough, so trying to get in here on Lowell for the prop account. Somebody talking about Palantir, Upstart in the chat. Trying to keep up with you guys today, team. No, there's a lot going on. All right, Intel pulling back. I do see that on the day. That's pulling back for me. XOM seems to be working. No entry here for Lowell's. I got a chance there at 56, but no fill there. It's already back to 211. But I have to step up here at the 210.90 area. I'm probably just waiting for pullback fills. We'll see if I do get the entry here on Lowell. All right, looking around to see what's going on also in the SPY and different stocks. UCAR pulling back there. That looked interesting off of the 8. It's right there off the 8. We'll see what happens on that one. They could take a next step back. Carvana coming back down fast. Do want to mention that. CXAI now pulling back there. Going to take a look at the SPY here because it seems like we're having a little bit of some nice little blow off top here. The only question is, will we turn around here around the 945 and top here? That's where it gets a little bit concerning because we do got topping signs there at the 945. I'm canceling down the lulls. It's just sitting there.
Canceling
and I don't want it
down the lulls, Mitch. I can't believe I heard that this morning. I love it.
Canceling out of that, baby. Canceling out. No, not getting filled on this quick downturn. You see how quickly it downturned there? Yeah, I was a little worried about that downturn. I would have got filled right now. I would have got hit. So we'll see what happens. The SPY is pulling back. Is this the SPY that starts to turn around? That's the only question because it's at the 430s. How much higher can we keep going before we see a turnaround? All right, what else is going on in the chat? You guys smash the like button. I need some OJ, man. XOM, looking great there, team. Oil, looking for the pullback to get in on it. Drip came back to 1408, just not 1405. Maybe I'm a little bit picky there. But XOM looking good for me in the swing trade.
Coming to a stop level here on ACHR. That ended up not going through 330. But breaks 320 here, I'll be out.
Looking like it wants to keep going here.
Sure does.
Roku, strong day, man. I've talked about Roku for a couple days now. That's staying strong. One that I'm looking to get strong today is Zoom. It's already making a little bit of a move here. I've been waiting to try to get a little bit of Zoom here to see if it really takes off here. So I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback here, especially towards the 68, to see if I can get a little bit of some swing trade action here on Zoom. Actually, I might step up here a little bit. Just take a little bit here. Yeah, I took a very small amount there on Zoom on the swing trade account. Just took some there at the 68.29s, but I do like this little pullback here on Zoom. Cut's just going sideways right on the VWAP. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. I'm going to look for an attempt down towards 68, but it looks like it already wants to take off here on Zoom. Doesn't look too bad here. I'll show you guys that chart. See if it takes off through the 68.80s. Carvana fell off a cliff. Yeah, it's going to be quick. Quick moves here today. Seems like it. See if I get this pull back to 68.05, 68s. And then a nice little takeoff to 69s. SPY still staying strong here, man. It's kind of hard to just keep playing the upside, but I'll tell you right now, strong move on the day. AMD looks like it's propping up there for that next move there. We'll see if that can continue. That one doesn't look too bad. NVIDIA looking like it's pushing here on 393s. And look at this chart. I know that some people are short NVIDIA and think that this is a topping action, but I mean, look at that. That chart does not look topping to me by any chance. It looks like, if anything, it wants to come back for that 405. At least for right now, pretty strong on NVIDIA and the other stocks. And if those stocks are going to be strong, we could see that nice little up move here. All right, Lulz did bottom around that 210.50s. I'm just looking to see if the SPY is going to top, but I might miss this move if I keep waiting for it. Of course, these are cyclicals, and I want to see it go back into the green here, especially home improvement stores into the green. Not seeing too much in the green there on the day. So let's go where the strength is versus trying to make a pick. All right, Fisker giving me a little bit of an alert here for 591s. I've been looking for Fisker to maybe get a little bit of a lift as the other auto manufacturers are getting a little bit of a push. So looking at Fisker right now, want to take a look to see the level 2 here to see what's showing up there. Big order at 609 and 625. Bigger pullback for 575s right now. Could take off though through 6 here.
Still in ACHR here. Went down to the stop but never broke it, so I'm still in it. And now it's bouncing, so I'm riding the hopium train that we end up still taking that 330 level here. Not really looking for another new trade just yet, given some of the stuff that I'm doing on the side here. I'm going to try to limit my trade to one at a time in terms of day trades. So I'm still in this ACHR, and it's still not stopping me out. So we're still working on that. I'll keep you posted if I see anything else spike in the meantime or anything else set up.
All right, looking for a little bit of a pullback here to start getting filled on Fisker here. All right, getting a little bit of a pullback here. Now I'm going to start trying to get in.
Market putting in a topping candle right now on the broader market. If this continues to hold, I'm looking at a 5-minute candle here. Looks like a topping candle, but that could change really, really quickly. It's just kind of shouting it out here.
All right, there you guys in. I'm in on Fisker here. I got an average towards 591. Going to look to see if we can get a 6 pop. And you guys can see it right here. Let's see if Fisker could get moving. This is one that was on my radar today. See if I can get a pop through 6 on here on Fisker. All right, how's that CXAI doing? Hasn't come to 50s yet, but it came close to it. Kind of like that one on pullbacks to 50. SPY now pulling back a little bit from 431.25. It is almost 10 a.m. We'll see if we do get a little bit of some topping action there. But I'm just sticking with Fisker right now. And I really want to see also Lucid maybe take off. But it hasn't done anything right now. It's getting off the VWAP here. Let's see if this could make the move to the next upside. Kind of a little break. And the big thing for me is to also keep an eye on like Tesla, because if that gets really weak, that's where it gets a little bit careful on Fisker. Tesla is looking like it's pulling back right now. We'll see what happens. Got to risk about 10 cents here off the 580s. All right, we'll see if this can keep battling here. Also seeing CX pull back a little bit there. Just keeping an eye on some names. UCAR pulling back, Carvana pulling back, Q's kind of topping there. So keep your eyes out. Things could change up. Apple supplier up today. Taiwan Semiconductor making a little bit of an up move. AMD, that doesn't look too bad there. Etsy up today. GameStop up today. Shopify, Agora. So there's some big names kind of moving around here. Watching that CXAI with me, mods? Yeah, let me know if it gets down there below that 1150, man. I do like that off of 11, but I got to wait for pullbacks.
ACHR back to that spot here at 328, currently at 327, just a little bit of size, but they're chunking it off. So things looking good here. Megan calling WLDS. That was a former wild one for us. Let's see what that's doing here today. ACHR at 328 now. Let's see if it finally snaps this and goes. Megan, good call here on WLDS. Looks like we might be curling off that 220 level. Let me go ahead and hang on a sec. Let me get VWAP on here. Boom. Okay, so I got VWAP at 240 and a current price of WLDS at 228. So break out of this formation and a gap back to the VWAP. That's actually a trade there. Might go more if it breaks above it. Here's what I'm looking at, folks. Sorry about the charts there, Mitch. I'll do my best. Oh, you know what? You know what, though? I shared my screen and it's not updating. So let me share my tab here and we'll go over this trade setup.
Not a worry, man.
By the way, Pro does seem to be working. There are a couple of extraneous feeds that aren't working, but you should be able to log in, folks. So here, let me go ahead and share my screen. This is what I'm looking at on WLDS, courtesy of Megan here. This little formation right here, if we break out of this, probably a test back to VWAP. If we break above the VWAP, maybe a test at the highs and the pre-market highs here. So decent setup on WLDS. No position for me at the moment.
All right, just going to set a stop limit here for Fisker, and then just going to start looking at other trades too, because I don't want to be so focused on one trade that I miss other trades. So let's keep an eye on there. CXAI coming right back to the high end here. Did not get to the 50s. It only got to 55. So it has pulled back to the VWAP though, and it is trying to juice up here. We'll see if it takes out 12. I kind of like this one on CXAI. The only thing is the spread is wide, so be careful there on CXAI. Get that spread going wide right now. All right, that's setting up there for the move. We'll see if it actually does make the move. CXAI, will it take out 12 today? I still like the daily chart. That's another reason why I'm keeping an eye on this, but really needs to kind of get that buying through those levels. It's about 1,000 shares at 1160s here. We'll see if that gets taken right now. Looking for that 1150. And if I do get in, I'll try to piece in. I'll try to get a little bit of a starter and then maybe add if it does go right below that. All right, what are you guys looking at over there? I got to see SoFi being called out by Jenny. Okay. All right. Zoom is one that I'm looking at. It's pulled back a significant amount here. It doesn't look too bad here if it's going to take that next step up. I already have the swing trade on that one, so I'm going to leave that one alone. SPY still up here at the top. Hasn't really pulled back here. Qs are really strong, pushing to the next level. We'll see what happens there. Tesla, can that remain strong? It just popped back up. So I'm looking to see if this can make a move. Will Lucid make a move? Will Fisker make a move? Of course, I'm already in this one. Just at the stop there, 580s. If I do get stopped out, hey, so be it. Just going to keep battling here on the day. Intel pulling back and now starting to get a little bit of a bounce there. Square looking good. It's continuing to the upside. And keeping an eye on this XOM trade to see if we keep going lower. Will we get a little bit of pullback in oil today? We'll find out.
ACHR at 330. They're taking some of the big size there at 330. Looks like it's getting refreshed, but they're taking some of it here. Let me get ACHR up here real quick, and 330 through. So here we go. Let's push and go. Any type of big pop that takes me anywhere near 350, I'm gonna be out on this trade, just so you know.
Yeah, I like the pullback from Marvell here. If you think the stocks are going higher, it doesn't look too bad. I'm still watching Fisker, but is it a bad pullback? No. My big thing is I have a trouble of going after this stock now because I should have had it at 61. Do I want to grab it at 6150s or 6140s? Not really. I'm probably just going to stay off of it now. But is it a nice little pullback? Yeah.
340, another spot here on ACHR. If here, let me show you the daily chart. Let me see if the chart. Here we go. Here we go, folks. So this is what I'm looking at right now. We just took 330, really bullish. This 340 spot likely to be another resistance spot on the daily. If we go through that, I imagine this pops. That's going to be enough for me to exit. ACHR, they're bringing a bid in under as they walk it up here. 335 ask, 334 bid, and they increase the size on the bid side.
CXAI trying to load up for the move here. It doesn't look too bad there, for tell you the truth. I might try to take it in my Moomoo account, but man, it's a hard trade to take in the Moomoo account. I will say that. IBM up today. That's doing well, team. That's actually started to get hot. I will say keep an eye on IBM. It is pretty hot right now. Adobe, big move up, man. That thing's been super strong. SPY is still pushing, but look a little toppy on the 15 minutes. Now we're getting two tops around the same area. Going to look to see if that holds 431.28. Does the 5-minute close above that or below that? I'll be watching.
Here we go on ACHR, 338. We're going up to this 340. Let's see what happens here at 340 on ACHR. Plug popping.
Swing trading never dead, baby. All right, Ryan, hold it down for 1 second. I'm going to go grab some orange juice and be right back.
Got you. I'm just watching this trade. We're just managing this trade. And by the way, folks, if this does not break 340, we're not going to stay in this trade. There it goes. Broke 340. Let's see if we can get a push here. They brought in a bid at 339. Lots of shares for sale there at 339. What I was saying is that I'm not going to let this trade go red on me. If this reverses being in the green now, we're just going to take the gains. If it sets up again for another move higher, then so be it. But the last thing that I'm going to do is let these gains evaporate. I'm hoping that we actually get a push here through 341. By the way, Djokovic takes the first set on Alcaraz for all you tennis fans out there. Looks like they brought in a little bit more size here at 340. We'll see if that gets taken. Smoke Tuna, do you ever go to the French Open? How is that to attend live? $341 here on ACHR. Got to think that this goes a little bit more. Maybe not, though. There it goes a little bit more on ACHR. Let's go. This is how you start a day off, folks. At any point now, I can close this trade. Gemini asking, what is tapping? You might be hearing my keyboard, Gemini. Let's see if we get one more push here. Yep, we're getting more of a push. We hooked one, folks. We have a special offer that you can't miss. Yeah, okay, I'll get back to you on that. Oh, you had a 177 entry on ACHR. Man, you must have had that a while ago. That was a nice move. That was a nice move. If we here, we're coming back in here. Let's see. I don't know how much juice this has to the upside after we just took out two fairly big spots here on ACHR. Beans and Rice saying, what got you into this trade? This was a stock off the relative volume scanner. When I saw it here, it was beneath this 330 level. I can see that we tested that a few times. We pulled back towards the VWAP and held. That to me is a really good sign. I actually bought it right here thinking we were going to break this high earlier. When we pulled back, it never really got to my actual stop point, so I stayed in. Then when we crossed the VWAP, I noticed the building momentum, stayed in there, identified some of the key levels. The 340 level came from the daily chart. Let me know if that answers your question, Beans and Rice. I like your name too, by the way. Definitely want to take my gains at some point. Let's take a look and see how we're doing across the board here. Having a decent morning so far. See if we can get one more push here. Thanks. It's been tough. Steak and potatoes next year, lol. Steak and potatoes doesn't sound bad. They're taking some more of the size up here. ACHR doing a good job staying elevated here. Still some interest here, so maybe we get another push higher. Here we go, 345. ACHR, that is your day high, by the way. We'll see if we get prints above. Guys, this was also not like a big trade. Remember, I'm on reduced size given everything that's going on with the market conditions, especially considering that I'm pretty prominently in the bearish camp and the market keeps raging. So I have reduced size on all this stuff. I have 500 shares of ACHR. So we're not talking about a retirement trade here or anything. 345 down now. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, they refilled it. Some big prints there. 10,000 share buy there. Here we go. They took 345 again. Mitch Boyle makes, yeah, well, we'll ask Mitch about that when he gets back. I know he had to take care of something. I'm going to take the gains here on ACHR. So nice little trade there. I am all out ACHR. If this sets up again to go, maybe we'll trade it again, but put the gains in my pocket. We'll look for something else here. We'll look for something else. This is the time in the market that makes me nervous, says Megan. Yeah, we're approaching a reversal time here. Normally 10:30, currently 10:10. We'll see if we get that. Walter says, I don't care for this. Looks like ACHR might be going higher here. Did I sell too early, folks? Well, you know what? I'm actually happy with the gain, happy with the setup. Mitch talked about this yesterday. You know, if you execute your trade, be happy. I executed my trade here. I'm happy. We'll see if it sets up again. All comes down to controlling risk. If you can control risk, here it goes higher on ACHR. If you can control risk, you're going to be in good shape. Mitch, I'm really glad you're back. Can I go to the washroom?
You got it, my friend.
BRB.
All right, guys, I'm looking at drip here. Might try to play this here on the pullback. I like this little pullback. It didn't get to 1405, but it's at 1412. I like this on drip here. I'm looking to try to play a little bit here. Starter on in there, and then I'm going to look to try to get a little bit more. Of course, with drip, it doesn't move too much. The daily is about 88 cents. I can expect probably about maybe like 75 cents on top reward. So got to be careful there. With sizing and stuff like that. I could also look at like XOM back at VWAP, right? That's another way to kind of play this, is just to short towards kind of like the 108s and see if this comes right back down. We'll see what happens, focusing on that. And also seeing Fisker kind of move into the green. I could add to that position. I'm looking for a 6 break here, but I'm just going to wait on the sideline to see what happens first and see how much this really goes. All right, TSLA pulling back there towards low of 55, now pulling back to 58. Will it get there towards 50s? I'm looking to start sizing in there on CXAI, taking a little bit of a shot. Don't mind it, but also seeing the SPY kind of toppy here. We'll see what happens. All right, what's up out there? You like that one, Raz? That's how it goes sometimes. Looking for the drip. Fisker trying to get towards the $6. There's the 595s on the offer. Can we just continue going higher and then push through the 6? That's what I'm really looking for a nice little climb. Can we get through 6 today? We'll find out. Lucid, can that get a little bit of a pop? I'll be watching to see if that pops also. CXAI, I'm looking at CXAI on this pullback, looking to see if I can get a little bit towards the 1150s, 1140s. Would like to see a nice little pullback here. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. We should kind of test 55s and then recover. I'm going to look for a wick to 50s with the offer being at 55 and then a recovery of 12 on the day. All right, Square looked like it's trying to hold here. Now Fisker is trying to make the move there. I want to see what sizing is here, just sitting up there. So I'll take a look here at the levels and show you guys that. See if we can get a nice little push there. I see 609, 4,000 shares. It's going to be a little bit of a room that we got to get through also at 599. Let's see if we get through that level and it really starts to push here on Fisker. There's a nice 595. Let's go to 6. Let's do it. Let's see what you got. 597's there. Now we're not looking too bad. We're starting to get a little bit of an up move here. All right, since I'm watching Fisker, I'm going to cancel my order there and just to try to get it to start kind of getting that little lift here. Let's see if it pushes through 6. All right, what are you guys looking at in the chat? The spy who loved me. Beans, what's going on out there, man? How you doing? All right, well, I did want to take a second here in a little bit. I will tell you guys about a big giveaway we're having, and it just might be Taylor Swift related. Stick around, team.
I'm in. What?
What? Taylor Swift?
I just came back and heard giveaway, so the hair started to stand up a little bit there.
You know the life, guys. XAI now pulling back there, right back up towards the upside. I kind of like that little turnaround look there. I tried to get the 50s and off of that look. Nothing yet there, but might take a shot here in CXAI on the day. Just looking for a little bit of a pullback towards the 1150 still, but man, it's a tough one. I'll tell you that much. All right, looking around, what else you guys got out there, team? Oh, we'll do it, Smoke Tuna. I ain't afraid of it. Don't worry. I can take the ad hit. Just won't make some ad money. Got to play a little Taylor Swift, right? She's gonna come after us herself. Taylor. All right, just a little bit here on the ARCA at 1160s, looking to see if we can push down through the 1150s here. But the real key is the SPY now showing just kind of slowing down here. It's climbing higher, but it's a slow grind higher. That's where we got to be a little bit careful, I feel. Walmart just holding on there. Lowell trying to recover. Doesn't look too bad now as it starts to kind of get back up here on Lowell. All right, I kind of like Lowell's. The only thing is that you got to be careful with the risk. The risk is down to 210s. So I just got to understand that when I'm coming in, how much I'm really risking.
MMAT for you penny players spiking here. MMAT.
All right, putting out an order at 210.76 to try to get some entry here on, of course, Lowell. It'd be about 50 shares. Let's see if I can get a little pullback fill near the VWAP. It's already towards 210.94 on the offer. Looking to see Lowell's make a move higher and then try to take the shot. There's CXAI pulling back there. Eventually, I'm thinking that we get that little crack. Just keeping an eye on it. CCL. On the pullback here. Will it make that next step up? Doesn't look too bad there. It is holding on right now. Cyclicals did get into the green too. That's one thing to note. Financial services pushing higher, team. KRE may be in play to the upside. Doesn't look too bad on the day. Has pulled back now 2 days, 2 inside kind of days, holding the kind of lower action here. 43.80s the open on Wednesdays. Whoa, are you going to give me an entry, man? Let's see if it gives me the entry or not, team. There's 55 showing up for CXAI. It's pulling back right now.
Joby at the highs here too.
Joby, still no fill there, and Lowell's just hanging out there, man. I'm gonna have to maybe cancel, maybe step up if I do want to get this. Just gonna wait for the pullback. If I get filled, I get filled. If not, so be it. TSM. Yeah, TSM looks interesting. Nice little chart there. You guys see that setting up there? Will it make a move there? Doesn't look too bad. All right, let's keep pushing. We'll see what else is going on there, team. 210.75 now, pulling back here for lows. Will I get my entry here? I think I just might here, especially closer towards 70. So it might adjust here a little bit. The spread's right in between me, so I'm just trying to put myself closer towards the bid side. I get a
Anyone
quick pullback entry.
anyone trading GME by chance? I mean, this stock is for the lulls. I obviously don't think this is serious, but I think it was interesting. They reported bad earnings, fired the CEO. Ryan Cohn was added to the board. Stock sold off 19%. The interesting part here is we're kind of in this gap down. We're kind of curling back up. GameStop up 8.5% here today, kind of curling, trying to fill this gap. Wondering if it can do this here. I'm not trading this, but I'm just wondering if anyone in the group is.
Did it get
I called it, but not trading. Smoke tuna. I'm not even surprised in the least bit about that. Nice spot. I too am not trading. It's intriguing. Like I want to capture the move because I think it could fill this gap, but I'm not trading. I'm not going to ruin the good start to the day that we've had here.
All right, guys. So I got a starter there in Lowell's. Got an entry there at 210.77s. Willing to add another little bit of 25 at 210.60s. So I'm looking if I get any type of little pullback to just kind of add there, but we'll see if that does give me a fill or not. So I'm trying to add some shares there. Of course, this is a bigger stock, right? So I just got to be careful with the sizing. There's CXAI with a huge pullback now. Now it's kind of hard to get into it because the pullback was massive.
Mitch, to me, it looks like if it holds that pre-market bottom, right, pretty much right where it pulled back now, if it holds that, you might get a reversal in CXAI. We've seen this stock carve out a gigantic range in the regular session. So I'd be looking at that level to hold. I wouldn't necessarily buy it. I'd look at it to hold first. What happened, Mitch? Talk to me.
I went for it, baby. I went for it. We're in there in the moo baby. There you guys see it, 10 at 1040. So I just got a starter there at 1040. I put it in between the spread. Got an instant fill. Moo. Shout out to you for the instant fill. Gotta love it when it's a nice instant fill, right? I mean, that's what we're looking for.
I'll tell you what. You know what, Mitch? We talk a lot about Moo here. I'll say this. I am impressed with the fills in this broker. What about you?
Hell yeah. That's exactly what I would talk about, man. And so this is going to be one of those that I can look for a bigger move or risk a little bit more. So I'm even going to risk here, and I'm already setting up what? My sell order if I need to get out, right? So I'm setting up here 10 90s on limit, right? With a stop trigger at 11. So if I need to get out, what will I do? I'd lose about $5. We know how the approximate loss in this account has been between from 4 to 6. I will go ahead and hit that stop limit. Just have that ready to go. If I need to get out, I will get out. If this trade just takes off to the moon, well, I'll know exactly where I'm in and what my
K-Chat saying Moo ticker, please. K-Chat, Moo is the broker that is sponsoring this stream right now. However, Moo is owned by the parent company Futu Holdings. That would be ticker FUTU. That's Frank Uniform Tango Uniform.
And of course, check out our link if you want to learn all about the new promos in June. There's some really great ones, like you can even deposit and get a stock of Tesla and Google. Just click the link to find out, or the QR code always in the top right corner. All right, guys, just got that fill there on the pullback there for Lowe's. Got to keep an eye out on that. Since I have to stop for CXAI, I won't pay attention to it too much. I'll let that just do the work. Did get the fills there for Lowe's. Now I'm longer at 210.68s. Just going to hold off the 210 level and see if this can really take off.
By the way, we talked a lot about the reversals, Mitch. Market pulling off the highs here. Now it's 5 minutes to 10:30, so maybe we haven't actually got a reversal per se, but we are definitely off the highs here. Look for the market to continue to come in here if we regress this move early.
All right,
I'm hearing TRNR is some stock pick. That's why it's up here today. I'm not trading it. I'm hearing that is some type of newsletter stock pick, ticker TRNR. No position.
All right, not seeing too much there from Fisker today, so just gotta keep an eye on it to see if it can finally make that move. But just setting stops for protection here, right? We'll see what happens if we do get the move. Really wanted to hold now some pullbacks here, so just trying to look at the chart to see what makes sense for me here.
Miro pulling back. I see a number of you talking about Miro in the chat and a potential move to 2 here. Big pull on Miro right now. Big pull. No position for me.
Just gonna keep it at that 10-cent risk. I feel like
Thank you, Megan.
Perfect risk there.
Megan telling us that is stocks to trade pick. I didn't get the outlet. I just got that it was a pick, and that's why it's up here today. Megan, thank you for the assist.
Bull's pulling back here. We'll see if it can catch that dip and then just get a nice little lift. Spy just hanging in there. Let's see if some home improvement stores can get back into the green today.
Did you ever watch that show, Home Improvement? Tim Allen?
Dude, you want to know what? I'm actually rewatching it, Ryan, right now on Hulu because I have no commercials with it, and then it's pretty fun. So they're like short episodes.
Yeah,
and it's funny though because it's like old school style TV, right? It like cuts off the corners and everything. But I still enjoy the show. I'm not gonna lie. I'm rewatching all of it from the start, Ryan.
I watched that show religiously as a kid. That Seinfeld and The Simpsons. That was my jam after school, man.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I still like it. I still crack up to the episodes. So
Tim Allen is a funny dude, and Wilson, what an epic character.
Yeah, epic.
What an epic character. I mean.
They developed him so well, man.
Yeah, they did.
It really became like the thing you'd always look forward to in the episodes.
Yep. And then in the very last episode, when they did a meet the cast, he came out from behind the fence, no hidden face. You finally got it at the last episode ever of Home Improvement. What a show.
All right. Well, CXAI trying to hold in here. We'll see what happens to that one. And I took a bigger risk there on a trade like that today, but we can always do this as long as we do what? At least for me, it's always about what? Keeping the risk first in my mind and then worrying about the rewards, right? We'll see if we get that lift there in CXAI, and it just did a little bit of a pullback and takes off. Last man standing with Tim Allen is good too. Yeah, I heard that one's pretty good too.
I never saw that one.
I've been thinking about checking that one out too.
Crow and Bex, you guys looking at WLDS? Good morning, by the way.
All right, here's Lowell's trying to make its way back here. Now can it break above the 211 and 211.50s, and then we'll be looking pretty good in this stock. Let's see if it gets a nice little push on the day. Just got to keep that one on kind of like a little 15-minute watch and see if we can push right back to kind of like a trend line break.
Raz saying here, I like how you get the Tango uniform for the letters, Ryan. That's called the NATO alphabet. I picked this up from Charlie, our squawker, because it just made it infinitely easier to accurately mention tickers. I actually have a sign hanging right above my mouth. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let's go full screen, Mitch. You ready for this?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
So here we go. This is what I keep behind my computer. So that if I ever can't think of anything because I have brain drain or something like that, I just consult this little thing sitting right above my monitor. That way I can very clearly express what we're talking about here. So good stuff. Glad you like that.
All right, we'll watch to see if CXAI can really recover, right? I'm at like literally, I think a really good entry here. So it's kind of like give or go here. We'll see if it does give the push there above the 12s on the day. Taking a look also to see what's going on in the Qs. The Qs are just holding up here. AMD having a beautiful day there. So if you guys were able to play that one, can't blame you. Meta staying strong. Glad I didn't short that one today. Adobe staying strong. Marvell pulling back here towards 60, 80s. Is this an opportunity? One that I'm looking at. All right, can I get that big move? Come on. And let's go, Lowe's. Go, Fisker. Frisky Fisker.
You guys are saying Ahi is setting up. That's a penny play here.
Got you, big dog.
Yeah, the chart doesn't got me though, Mitch.
No worries. It's all good. At least just tell us what you see on there.
Yeah, I will when I get it up here.
Not a worry, man. Staying with the CXAI right now. We'll see what happens on that one. One thing I do see though is if it could just get back above, I think like the 1180s on a quick move, that's what I'd be looking for the momentum push. But of course, just needs to make the move. Fisker's just hanging out there at the 599s. We'll see if it takes off through the 6. Really looking to see that next levels really start going here. And we'll watch to see the first move towards like 617 and then look to see if it can get towards like 640, 650s. I'd take it all out and just run with the profits. Come on, good old Lowe's. So you're going to determine today, Lowe's, if I go to Lowe's on the weekend or if I go to Home Depot here. It's a little secret, but they're going to determine it right now. I need to go get some, some kind of weed killer stuff and things like that. So Lowe's, what is it going to be? Is it going to be Lowe's or am I going to Home Depot? You determine it, Lowe's. We'll find out.
By the way, Djokovic tied in the second set here in the French Open semifinals.
Oh. Play a little tennis, Ryan?
I used to. I really enjoy watching tennis. I haven't played in years. I still have my racket somewhere. I love tennis, man.
We got to get a little pickleball going.
Oh, dude, I have pickleball paddles. I have pickleball courts. Mitch, you come to Chicago, me and you play some pickleball. Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Or who knows? Maybe we do a little meetup in Detroit, do a little pickleball.
I would have to bring my paddles, but I'm not opposed to that.
Well, I'll let you know.
By the way, Miro, which we talked about, I'm still struggling here with the charts. Miro bounced off that 140 level, currently at 152. But I'm down, Mitch. I like pickleball. I think pickleball is fun.
Oil trying to come back. Okay. Ooh, I like that short for XOM off of the 108.20 area. Ooh. All right, what the hell? When you can't stop, you won't stop. You're going to keep doing it, baby. Let's see what happens. All right, let me start trying to get a little bit here. All right, just got a little bit short XOM there at 107.99s. I feel like I got filled in. Let me see the position right quick. Just kind of make sure. Yeah, 107.99s. I'm only going to keep it to 100 shares. I'm not going to add, but I'm going to look to see if we get a bigger move here in oil right back to the downside. This is a big resistance that I already had drawn. So might as well just use it and see if I can go off of it. That's the 108.22s. So I'll go ahead and I can even set the stop here. Just already setting the trade and just keeping it to that. It's helping me today. I want to keep the risk and reward on focus and really focused all day. So what I'll do here is I'll just go ahead and set up to get out if I need to on XOM above the 108.30s. So that's what I'm setting up there. I have all 3 working orders for the stop. And I think that's very important for me on a day like this where I definitely need to keep risk and reward in my forefront mind, right? And we'll see what happens there on the XOM as it already is coming down. And so kind of the 22 level is a big level that I had drawn above myself here. I'm going to close these down so that we can kind of go to the hourly right now and kind of see this. But nice little cut right back towards the 80s.
AHI,
did like drip. What you got?
AHI, by the way, the stock that you folks were talking about, that retook its VWAP here.
I like that.
It's a penny play.
I really like that. And I like the $1 outlook in the pre-market, right? To me, I like to play these sometimes for just $1 pop and I'm out, but they don't look too bad here. I like the hourly sideways action here. Nice little pullback. You get above the 90s. Now you're pulling back. You held the VWAP. Now you're trying to make that next step up. Really doesn't look too bad there for being a penny stock.
Do I try some AHI here? Is that what you're telling me?
I wouldn't be mad about it. Yesterday, we did get that big drop in XOM. It came back all the way up. Pre-market looked like it was going higher. Came back below. Rejected a move to go above 108.22s. I'm taking my shot there. We'll see what happens. XOM.
AHI lost 80 here.
Got a pullback there in the CXAI, down about like 50 cents, but still hanging in there and taking my shot on one of the day trades, of course. And we'll see. I have my stop set there, so I don't have to kind of go crazy about it, right? Just let it work and see what happens.
Did not take Ahi here.
Okay. UCAR coming back for the 8 move. We'll see if that makes a move up higher. Carvana tried to get to VWAP, then fell off. SPY looking a little bit weaker here. I will mention that. And the Q's looking like they're pulling back a little bit, just to kind of keep that in our mind. Bull's not working too much right now, but of course I already have stop set there, so don't have to worry too much. Just got to let the trade kind of play out now. Fisker pulling back also now towards 592s. Didn't get through the 6, so we'll see what happens on that. And if the market just kind of crushes down, we got to be careful with moves like that. So SOXL has pulled back significantly here. SOXS is right back above the VWAP. Another thing is, do people want to take stocks long knowing that FOMC's next week? Something to keep in mind. I think I might have gotten hit there on CXAI. Yeah, took a hit there, guys. Out for $3.78 loss there on that move. And just like that, guys. And what did it do? It got me out where it needed to. And that's all that mattered. It actually got me out at 11:02. So not mad about that. Got out really quickly. Set up for the move. Tried to get a bigger move here in CXAI. Took a hit in the small account, but a really measured hit, right? It's really small trade compared to our green trades. And I'll take that, guys. It's okay. So use one of my day trades. Still have 2 remaining. So I'm just not going to use them up right now. I'm probably going to call it on Moo today, but I will keep looking at the day trades to see what I can do there. SOXS looks interesting for me. Especially if the market comes down, right? Market holding in here, catch the 9 EMA, trying to bounce a little bit off the 5-minute. I'll keep an eye on that. When's the next Benzinga meetup happening? I'm with that, right?
Dude, I am so with that. Let me just say, I'm just going to say this to the group here. I am so proud of all of you for badgering Jason about a meetup, conference, whatever, when he came on the show earlier this week. I don't know that I've been more proud of our community ever than when I saw you guys doing that. I hope that you guys flood his email with requests to do an in-person trader meetup event. I'm just going to throw that out there. Might get me in trouble, but F it.
Give it right to you, Shay. There, I'll even put it up on the screen. Jason
there,
at
Benzinga.com.
Jason at Benzinga.com. Give it to him, guys. Give it to him. Let him know. You guys want a live trading event, maybe includes swing trading, investment, whatever it is. We're here to listen to you guys. You guys run the show also.
And I mean, if we do one of these meetups, you guys will be able to meet the one and only Double D James Santangelo from the onboarding team. This guy is an ace. He's an ace, man. He good trader, smart, bright young man, really driven, really outgoing too. I get so excited when we talk about this, Mitch. You, me hanging out. I mean, oh man, this would be epic.
Like I put in the chat, guys, only you guys can decide if this happens. How do you decide that? By just emailing Jason. Like, it literally has to happen. He needs to get like 30 or 40 messages from us. And if that happens, he'll move. But you guys got to move and show us that you guys want that to happen.
Crassy saying, if you guys do it close to me, I might bring the good scotch. Crassy, you had me at good scotch, bro. We will enjoy scotch. We'll even drink that out of a Glencairn glass. We'll do it right.
Yeah, I won't be mad at you. Let's just say that much. Oles, what do you want to do for me, man? You gonna get up today? Fisker! Pulling back, man. It just doesn't want to get going today, but I'm gonna stick to the risk to reward, and that's what it's all about for me always. Wanted to kind of hold this pullback to VWAP. If we can hold VWAP, it won't be looking too bad.
Oh, ACHR broke through that 450. So it did set up again. So let me see if I can get the charts to cooperate here enough to show this. Yes. Mitch, here we go. So remember what I was saying. We'll wait for this to set up again. I don't need to necessarily stay in it and deal with an open position. So it closed the gains right about here. We did pull back a little bit. Nothing out of the ordinary. Actually pulled back to the 340 spot. That was a big spot on the daily that we took. They had a lot of size there. Now we actually pushed higher. Now I'm not surprised to see this action, right? We see this big volume stick. We busted through the 350. They took that stock available for sale. They immediately yanked it. This is what happens when you have day traders that are waiting for levels to break. You're often going to have them sell into that move when the successful move comes. We're pulling back here just a little bit, but none of this is concerning for another potential trade. I think as long as we hold 340 here, we're in really good shape to re-challenge the high that's now been reset at 351.
All right, looking for a quick pullback here in the SQQQs to try to start getting in on the SQQQ trade, guys. The thing is, it's already above the VWAP. I like getting as close to that VWAP as possible, so I need a small pullback here below 44s, and then I'll try to get in. So I know that there's some traders probably longing through that. I'm looking for a little pullback attempt and then trying to get long on this. It's already making a move. I see the market coming down. I do want to play this. And I could look at like maybe different plays, right? I could look at success. That's already making a move. I'm trying to get some of these kind of short action there just in case we see a bigger turnaround on the market today.
I'll say this right here. Smoke Tuna saying, I will bring the French champagne if we have this meetup. I'll say this, Smoke Tuna. I do not drink champagne. I had a bad experience one New Year's Eve. We won't go into it. But if you come to a trader meetup and you bring French champagne, I will break my rule and try some of that because that is just so generous of you. This is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And I love to hear it, team. We'll keep it going. And like I said, hit that email, jason@benzinga.com.
Ryan, I've been to the Dalwhinnie Distillery. I bet that was a fun trip. Distillery trips are great. That's sick.
All right, guys. I can do something today that's kind of interesting. If I wanted to, I could sell my grab shares and cover my one grab share that I got for free. I could cover that loss in CXAI. Isn't that always fun? SQQQ's strong here to 2160s. I had a second there to get 48s. A little bit feeling high inside 2020 because I want a 44 pullback entry. And how much difference is that, right? Not too much of a difference, right? 4 cents. It's already now up about kind of like 12 cents higher than that. So I'm looking for the pullback here. Opportunity for the SQQQs. SPY kind of topping out, coming back to VWAP. We'll see what happens if that can catch a little bit of a bounce. Qs overall, that's going down faster. And that's why I'm trying to play that action. But we'll see what happens. NVIDIA, does that turn around after having a really strong day? Trying to make a move to the upside and then starts to fill? It could be a little bit of a kind of bull trap outlook there for NVIDIA. Can start looking at maybe shorting even NVIDIA, but the only way I do that is if it comes back towards like 394 and I can have a really tight risk to reward. Not looking good for me in certain trades. XOM slightly kind of making that push. It might stop me out here, team.
Ahi looks like it is moving off that VWAP.
Ahi. The volume's there. Let's see if it can drive it really higher and towards that $1. In that opportunity now, a little pullback here in SQQQ. We'll see if I can get a quick pullback here towards like the 2140s. All right, let's keep it going here. I'm going to show some different stocks. You can see CXAI continuing to move down. What's doing well today? Let's take a look there. You see Elon still hanging in there. How is Tesla doing on the day? Starting to come down now. It's coming down fast here. I feel like the Qs are kind of giving it up here. So I'm looking to try to get in on some pullbacks, but not really finding much there on pullback for the SQQQ here. It could just push off.
Zila, Crow saw Zila earlier when it popped to highs here. It's actually flagging up here, doing a good job holding up here. I'm definitely nervous about a pull in Zila. We've seen that before, so I'm actually waiting for a little pullback setup on that one.
All right, just keeping everything in perspective. That's what it's always about, guys. Risk to return, and then we'll see what happens. Peloton, how's that one doing? Now pulling back to 940s. It had a nice little push. Now pulling back. AbbVie, I can take a look at AbbVie. Let's take a look there. And also to the space. Healthcare overall is up just 0.6. The space here you're talking about is drug manufacturers, the major names. That is up on the day. Names like that are leading that today, Merck and AbbVie, Pfizer showing up there. So that's not looking too bad, as you're seeing a little bit of a shift towards some of the value names and getting a little bit of a lift. AbbVie had recently made a huge pullback. I kind of like the bottoming levels around 134. The only question is, like, can it really start making its way back? First level to watch for, I'd be looking for is 140. If it get through 140, it's going to be looking a lot stronger, and seems like it's out of this kind of sideways action. You can see how kind of it popped up. Pullbacks could come to 136. I'm looking to see if that can get to 140 first, and then it can start climbing back here. Doesn't look too bad, especially on kind of a weekly outlook. You can see that weekly bottoming in AbbVie. I'll show you guys that right now. So this is the weekly bottom around the 134. That looks really good here. I can put it really big so you guys can see that. Nice little weekly chart. When we go into the daily, we can see a little bit closer. This change above 137 seems like it's getting bought up right now. Pullbacks to 136 don't look too bad. Let's see if it takes off through 140. SQQQ's there pulling back there. XOM actually stopping me out there towards the 108.30 spot. So a little bit of a loss there on that XOM. It's about $32. So not bad there. Just kept it small loss there. I can go up to like $50 or $100 on the loss here for this account. So that's not a bad one there. Lowell's getting back into the green. That actually looks great here. I could add to that name and keep riding that. I like the SQQQ pullback here. I'm going to be trying to add in a little bit of the SQQQs. All right, team, that's probably going to do it for us. In just a second, we'll be getting out of here to All Access. Smash the like out there. Zunaid will be joining us. He'll be ready in just a little bit as we get over to All Access. I did want to take a second to talk about the giveaway, right? Let's go ahead. Let's do that. So, of course, we love to give back here at Benzinga. And one way that we can give back is letting you guys have some fun. So what other ways there than why not getting you guys out there to Taylor Swift? You know Benzinga loves to give back. So what we're doing is giving a giveaway for not one, but 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift play this weekend at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, the home of Benzinga. All you need to do now is go to this Instagram post and follow the instructions. We're going to announce the winner at 12 p.m. Eastern today. You don't want to miss that. So get into those comments for your chance to win right here. Throwing up the Instagram right now. Get that giveaway. Who's getting the Taylor Swift tickets today to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan? All right, taking a look at Moo here. Who the SQQs pulled back there for just a second, man. I'm going to have to chase here if I really want to get a little piece of this. And I feel like we could have a down day, so I'm taking a little bit here. I just took their 61s. Now we'll look for pullbacks to add on the SQQQs. I think that could come down on the day, and we could see some stocks kind of start to crumble on the downside. NVIDIA coming down to the downside there. AMD about to just break VWAP there. We'll see if that catches a little bit of a bounce, but we are seeing a little bit of a turnaround here. Can also go after like SOX S. It's just pushed through that 1140s. We'll keep an eye out on the market to see if we see hard turnarounds here, and then get to see some upside in kind of inverse type of plays right here. SQQQs already pushing the 2170s. I'll look to add on some pullbacks. All right, that's going to do it for us. In just a second, we'll get Zunaid on. It's about 10:50 here, so let's keep it going. Let's see what other ones are moving in the market. Let's go to the heat map here on Moon. You guys can see Alphabet, Microsoft in the green, Oracle, Adobe. It seems like a lot of green around, especially the bigger names. We'll see if that slowly flips into red. That's something that I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for, because if that does happen, like you see Meta start going into the red right there, right? Well, there you guys see it. You're starting to see a little bit of a takedown there in the Qs. Meta's been one that I've been thinking about shorting, so I'm going to try to maybe get after this name and just got to take a reassessment here. I can see here that there's some resistance around the 15-minute, around 267.50s. Now I just want to see if we're going to break this kind of trend line here on the downside and just start going down there towards the 262. Could play it off the VWAP right now, but could get a little pop there to 266 first. So I'm going to be a little bit slower to this name. We'll see what happens there in Meta. SQQQ is continuing to push there. So glad I just jumped into that one and took a little bit of a shot there. Took a little bit of a loss there on Fisker at the 581s. It was about like a $40 loss there, $48 loss there. So I have 2 losses today. Just going to keep battling on the day and keep trading and doing what? Keeping in mind what? Profit to loss ratio, so that we can bounce back at any moment. All right, SQQQs, we'll see if that can keep pushing. I am seeing a lot of turnaround there in Intel. Man, what a hard turnaround there in Intel.
Market's
and I have
pulling.
a swing on this one. So I got to determine if I'm going to keep it right now. I'm probably keeping it, but one that I will let go right now that doesn't look good is LAZR. So I am going to just go ahead and just bid out of this one here. Just got there, 651s. I'll take it out there. ZM also. Zoom earlier was making a little bit of a move up. It's not looking good here, especially with the market coming down so fast. So I'm going to go ahead and just get out of that Zoom position for a really tiny loss on the swing account. It's always about preserving our gains, right? Square is the one that I have the most gains in right now. I got to determine if I'm taking them all off here, or am I just going to continue to grind this higher. On Square, since we're above the 9 EMA, I'm going to hold on to this one and keep trying to play this swing trade.
Ahi going for the highs. So those of you that played Ahi off that curl, great job on that VWAP bounce here. Going for the highs. Ahi 88 cents now.
There you go. We'll see if it gets to the $1 and breaks that and gives you that nice little $1 pop. Definitely be looking for a wall at $1 to see what sets up there, because I know a lot of people love to get out on those $1 pops. Square giving a pretty decent gain there. I don't want to give up too much, but it is pulling back here. Qs, we'll see if it really starts to give up. I think one thing to keep in mind, you got FOMC meeting next week. Will people start to kind of play the top in action? 430s, we did get above of the SPY today. We'll see if we can hold 430s on pullbacks. That's something to keep in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I got one last promotion that I want to tell you guys about it, and you guys don't want to miss this. I think this is going to be, honestly, one of the biggest events of the year. And why do I say that? Because of the amount of opportunity that we have with this. Get ready, guys, for the next big leap in AI. Join us for the exclusive interview as we interview head of AI business, of course, at Qualcomm. He reveals the secrets behind groundbreaking AI innovations. You don't want to miss this chance to stay ahead of the curve and secure your future in the fast-paced world of AI. Tune in to Pre-Market Prep, Monday, June 12th, 9 a.m. This Monday coming up for an electrifying interview with Chris Ketchy, of course, our favorite and my favorite journalist, and catch the next big AI stock only on Benzinga. See you guys there. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Like always, you guys see Moo in the corners. You guys have description there below if you want to learn more about how we're doing the small account challenge. Wrap it up. Have a good one, Ryan. It was always good. A good week. We still battled. I had a tough week earlier in the week, and I'm ending off on a good note. Like always, doing what? Trying to keep profit loss ratio in mind as a trader. That's the only thing we can do. We can't worry about trades that get into the red, trades that get into the green. The only thing we can do is attack it in a process approach. That's going to do it for us. Have a good one, Ryan. We'll see you next time. Zunaid will be joining me in just a second, and we'll be transitioning over to All Access. All right, I'm going to bring Zunaid on and let him take control. Have a good one, my friend. It's good to see you.
Hey, pleasure to see you as well. Enjoy the weekend if we don't get a chance to catch up later on. And you know what we love to do here at Benzinga is to get your questions answered by executives themselves, because we want to make sure your hard-earned money is invested in all the right places. And because of that, we've got another great interview coming up with Michael Levy, who is the CEO of Lightwave Logic, ticker LWLG. All access starts right now. Good morning, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. It's great to see you again. It's been a little bit of time.
It has, and I can't wait to hear more about the updates and everything else that's going on. But for the folks that might be new at home, if you could explain it to me like I'm five, what is it that your company does?
Well, what we do is we do polymers, and we do polymers that make optical modulators. Now, these are little components that go into the internet, and they allow the traffic to go faster. They operate with much lower power. They're tiny. And so these things are going to be indirectly supporting the big wave of artificial intelligence that we're going to see over the next few years.
I mean, yeah, we've already seen so much. It started with Chat GPT. Now you can click a button. I can become a Photoshop mastermind, right? And that's just the beginning. I mean, we're in the first inning, if you will, of such an industry. How are you able to kind of transmit more data faster with less power? Like, what gives you that edge?
That edge is because of the material we're using. It's actually a polymer material and not a semiconductor material that's being used today. Polymers for Mother Nature, I guess, is really with us, allows really high bandwidths, allows really high data rates, and we can operate these things at very low voltage, which, if you're looking at the big data centers and you're looking at some of the Achilles heels they have, and that's getting traffic through faster. I mean, already the big guys are investing heavily for artificial intelligence because of the increased expected traffic, and they've got to get the heat down. They've got to get the power consumption down. We have a technology that's polymer based that can do that.
I love that. Now, speaking of technology, I assume quite a bit of it is proprietary. Is that what kind of gives you the edge, is the fact that only you have access to such IP and technology?
Exactly. Now we have a really strong IP portfolio, a strong IP moat, and we've been working on this in years. And I think one of the big things that just happened for us just a week and a half ago, we did put a press release out, our first commercialization, our first material supply and license of our material. And this for us is really exciting. It's definitely a first for us, and it might well be a first for the industry.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's where I'm headed next, especially when it comes to what kind of revenues are we to expect as investors or potential investors from such an investment?
So we haven't given guidance on potential revenues,
Okay.
and we look at this right now as the first real commercial mark commercial market acceptance. Let's get the words right here. So it's commercial market acceptance of a polymer technology, and I probably the last time we saw something like this was at least a decade ago when we actually commercially accepted organic LEDs. They call them OLEDs. We're
Yeah.
probably looking at the polymers in our TV screens, our monitors, our mobile displays. Well, that was a decade ago. Now we're looking at commercial acceptance of a different type of polymer. Um, this is for electro-optic polymers for very fast switching of light, not the generation of light, but the switching of light. And so, no, we haven't given guidance to potential revenues as of yet, but we have given some ideas of what this license is about. Multi-year licensing. It's
Yeah.
got a royalty factor. It's got an initiation fee. It's got a minimum sort of royalty level and a minimum sales unit level. So it's a what I would call a legit commercial materials license, and we're really excited about it.
Now, when it comes to, obviously we want to make sure you're successful and different things like that, but with so much competition and everything else going on, what are some challenges that you believe your company will face in the process of achieving those milestones? And how are you kind of best set up to mitigate those challenges and overcome them?
I think the answer to that question is, I mean, I'm using OLEDs as an analogy here because the polymers for OLEDs went through exactly the same phase a decade or so ago. And when we talk to the end users about our technology, folks just want to see more data in terms of reliability and stability because it is a polymer. And let's face it, we all used to watch liquid crystal display monitors,
Yeah.
TVs, right? And then we all flip to organic LEDs. And how many of us really ask about the reliability and stability? We don't. We just accept it. It works really well. And so, as the end users are beginning to get up to speed with our technology, those questions are arising, and we're providing that data. So, 2023 is definitely going to be a year where we're providing a lot of data. Just last week, we showed 9,000 hours of stability and reliability, and we're going to keep doing that because this is what people want to see. But once you get past this point, then it's going to become really exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned. I know it's a slightly different industry, but I recently purchased at least 4 monitors here, and I would look at, oh, what's LED, what's 4K, and after a while, I was just like, you know what? I have no clue what's happening. I just care about the price point. As long as I can expense it in my taxes, I'll be good to go. Let's talk about your Q1 report, which went ahead and showed, I believe, approximately 26 million cash on hand. If you don't mind me asking, what kind of runway does that give you?
Our runway right now with the cash in the bank is about July next year, July 2024. We feel that's a reasonable runway, and of course we have the universal shelf. And I think in the first quarter results, we put in the fact that there's still $62 million available on the shelf, and so we feel that we're in a pretty good financial situation given the fact we still don't have any debt.
Yeah, and I love that itself. Now, we've talked about a lot of different things. I did want to go ahead and kind of give you the floor if there was anything that you wanted to go ahead and cover. Or matter of fact, before we get to that, is there anything in the pipeline that our viewers should know about?
I think from our standpoint, we are progressing what we said we would do this year. And so the first commercial license agreement is a good first step for us.
Right.
Clearly, my job right now is totally commercial focused to build the commercial phase. And, let's face it, this is a new phase for the company. This is a very exciting phase. And in fact, one of the things that we're in the process of doing right now is expanding our facility. We're doubling our space. This facility next door to us that just emptied. So we're expanding into that, and we're putting production reliability, production test. We're expanding our chemical synthesis production line. And so we're doing the things that I think companies in our position would expect to do with some aggressive hiring over the
Yeah.
last 6 to 9 months.
I'm glad you brought that up because my next question was going to be about how you're expecting a lot of demand, especially with the AI craze that I believe is here to stay. Uh, how are you kind of making sure that, hey, you are set up for success? You mentioned the new places you're getting, hiring, and different things like that. Is there anything else you're doing to make sure that, hey, as the demand increases, you have enough resources to profitably go ahead and take care of those opportunities?
Yes, so clearly within our facilities in Denver, Colorado, we're generating our own polymers. We call them chromophores. But yes, we have the production line there and we have great facilities for capacity to scale there. But when it comes to putting polymers onto silicon photonics and silicon wafers, yes, we have a small fab, but we're really partnering with the foundries. And it's the semiconductor foundries that can run the larger wafers and can run them in volume. We're also partnering with packaging and transceiver companies. And so this allows us to really focus on what we have is unique, which is the polymer material, and be able to license that and to put that into products and sell that. We have a
Yeah.
three-pronged business strategy. But it's a capital efficient play. We don't want to build our own foundry. We don't want to build our own packaging sort of facility. There's plenty of companies that are willing and capable of scaling to do that. But the one thing we want to keep good tabs on is our polymers. And so we're keeping the recipe to ourselves. We're going to license out the use of it, but the formula remains with us.
All right. And then you, real quick from the chat, looks like Paul wanted to know if you're able to answer this. When will the first product actually hit the market?
So we haven't given that guidance, but
Okay.
we have give guidance that 2023 is going to be a really good year for us. We're already seeing that already with market interest in licensing the technology. But in parallel, we are working with product development, and we'll give guidance as soon as we can.
I love that. And if you don't mind, I love getting questions from the chat because they're the ones we do this for. And they've got a question about, does the 2022 ASM guidance for commercial acceptance and ramp in 2024 still apply?
I think the guidelines still apply that I gave over a year ago. In fact, a year ago, in the ASM in 2022. I said we'd have a commercial license agreement. We actually achieved that. And we're progressing into what I would call a commercial phase. And so the focus now is making sure we grow the commercial side of the business. And that for us is super exciting.
All right. Appreciate your time, but I do want to give the floor to you if there was anything else that you wanted to talk about and discuss with our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I think the viewers may want to understand a little better. Artificial intelligence is topical subject. Everybody's talking about it. We don't directly affect artificial intelligence because if you think about the neural networks and the computational processing, that's done by GPUs and NPUs, graphical process units, microprocessor units, DSPs. These are electronics chips. But
Right.
those electronic chips are generating a lot more information because of the traffic, because of the interest in the computational processing. And if there's more traffic, then there's more light going through our modulators. So we are indirectly benefiting from this. And this for us is super exciting because, as people, remember, artificial intelligence up until a couple of years ago was really run by a couple of thousand really highly educated engineers and scientists. Now everybody's using it, and we've got all these programs. We've got Bing, we've got Bard, we've got Chat GPT. Now everybody is using artificial intelligence. That means the traffic that's going to be generated is going to be incredible, and
Yeah.
we're really nicely positioned for that.
Well, I look forward to the boom and, of course, how you guys go ahead and take advantage of that as well. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Michael Levy, CEO of Lightwave Logic, ticker LWLG. Michael, always a pleasure to talk to you, and I look forward to the next time.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you hopping on. And of course, we appreciate you in the chat for always being active. I know I missed a couple of questions and I apologize for that, but we appreciate you being active and we want to do our best to get your questions answered. So thank you for that. And we appreciate you for tuning into All Access.